Today on the channel, I feel like I'm being transported back to the 90s with the Tik Big Bad Workshop Longbox Heroes Prestige Edition.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Big Bad Workshop unboxing and review. And today, from the Longbox Heroes Prestige Edition, we've got the Tik. But for all your Tik needs, Big Bad Toy Store. But for everything else under the sun, hit up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items, of course. And of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And what can I say about the Tik besides Spoon, Todd McFarlane? But if you were a kid growing up in the 90s, you probably came across the Tik, be it the comic book, be it the animated series, or maybe even the traditional TV series, or possibly the action figure line. I definitely saw all of those kind of things. But to me, when I think of the Tik, I think of the Fox cartoon back in the day. And I think, of course, of the toy line once upon a time. And my dad was a big fan of the Tik as well. My dad liked the Tik and the Max, Todd McFarlane. Can you get an Elite Max for my dad? He would love to see that in your Elite line. But we had all the Tik figures growing up. You had the little like PVC ones, plus the traditional ones. I even went to dear old Dad's house. He didn't want to do this unboxing with me. I don't know why, but I did grab his old school Tik figure. We're going to talk about that later in this video here. But without further ado, let's dive into this one. Now, we got two other Tik figures. It was like Surf's Up Tik. That was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And then this year's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive was like Mutagen Tik, all green, translucent. I have both of those in my pile of loot. I'll get those one of those days here. But had to get this one, the regular plain Jane version of the Tik. A very fun comic. Of course, me being a kid of the 90s in the comic book stores and stuff, didn't collect the comic book of the Tik, but I did like the animated series. I did like the action figures, and it was a bit more comedic than the stuff I was reading and watching at the time. So it was a nice little yin and yang to some things. Maybe same thing for you guys as well. But a fun looking figure here. And Big Bad Workshop putting out Tik figures and, of course, Cops. Those are two lines I'm definitely all in on. So very excited to dive into this Tik figure here. But as I said, Longbox Heroes Prestige Edition, Tik, Glamour Shop, Big Window Box, Big Bad Workshop. Figure number one for those keeping track at home. Number one over here. And then in the back, you got a little bit of readout there. A couple of comics. You got the Tik, Longbox Heroes, Tik. All that kind of fun stuff. Let's see what it says here. The Tik arrived in the city with one goal, to fight crime. Arriving with nothing more than his own delusions of heroism, the Tik recruited, easy for me to say, geez, the hapless Arthur as a sidekick. And with the battle cry of Spoon, bursts into action. New England Comics is the home of the Tik, who was first created by Ben Edlund in 1986 and evolved into a loving parody of traditional superhero tropes. Edlund's humorous writing style combined with the Tik's zany adventures have made the character a beloved icon in comic books, television, and animation. And if I'm not mistaken, this line is not based on the toys, not based on the cartoon, but only the comic book, I believe. And there's always legalities with stuff like that. It's kind of like the Turtles license. Somebody can do this, that, and the other. And I think that's the same thing we got going on here. So I think all these figures will be comic accurate, comic related. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is the case. See you later, Shuffle. Goodbye. Plastic Tik prison right here. Looking good. And he's sandwiched in the plastic is what we got going on, which isn't the worst thing in the world, of course. See you later. Put some spin on it. Goodbye. Let's get down to business on the Tik here. Not a ton of stuff to dive into, actually, but we'll dive in. Got a nice stand. You know me, I'm here for a stand all the time. I'm going to take my last stand like a young custard once upon a time, Todd McFarlane. But we got the Tik right in there. It's all about branding. You're never going to confuse who this goes to. So I'm here for that. We do get two fists of Tik Fury here for those punches and bunches. ready to go, ready to throw down at a moment's notice. And ticks aren't something to be messed around with. You ever had a tick on you? And I don't know if you guys, like, living in the Midwest, you get ticks, you'd be out in the fields and stuff, or you go out in the woods or whatever, you get ticks on you, better check for ticks. And you know what my dad used to do? If you'd have a tick on you, it was like burrowing in there, he'd always like light a match. Everybody had matches around back then, Todd McFarlane. You know what I'm talking about. Up in Canada, of course, the wilderness, you had to have matches. It was like, you got your underwear on, you got your matches. I understand how it goes up there. But you used to like light a match, then you'd like stick it on the end and the tick would like burrow its way out. It was a hard time. You have to do it to your dogs and stuff. And knock on wood around here, the ticks haven't been too bad the last couple of years. But 3 years ago, Domino, my dog, the Corgi Poo, the black one, Domino, you guys know Domino. She got, Lyme disease from a tick. And I'm like, oh no. The vet's like, yeah, she's got Lyme disease. I'm like, we do all this medication. Doesn't it work? Well, it's not 100%. I'm like, are you kidding me? What am I paying for this stuff for? You can imagine how I was. But they're like, oh, it's no big deal. If you get Lyme disease, it's not good. But for a dog, it doesn't really do anything. Maybe make them a little sleepier, maybe. She just had to take some like pills for like a month and she was all good. So the more you know, watch out for the ticks out there. Watch out for tick fists as well. We do get the little viewfinder action here. He's ready to fight crime. He's going to find some crime is what he's going to do. Reminds me of a lot of good old days. You put those little things in there and you turn them. I forget, I think viewfinder. I think that's what those were called, but that's what that reminds me of. And Tick, when he's got to go to work, you know what? He puts on a tie. I know how to put on a tie. Man, oh man, COVID, the best thing that happened with COVID is the suit and tie game got dialed back a lot for me. I used to have to wear a tie and a dress-up shirt every single day to work, and you'd always have your suit coat or your blazer with you. I had to do that the whole time. So COVID, I went from not having to wear a suit and tie or at least a tie all the time, and I had short hair. I grew my hair out because we were all stuck at home, and I haven't looked back. I still have to put the suit and tie on maybe 4 or 5 times a year, but besides that, it's not a lot of tie action for me. So it's a nice change of pace, no doubt. But we do got a tie right here, ready to go. And then we're going to dive into the tick, and we got 3 heads on this tick. 3 heads better than 1. You got those big antennas up there on the top there for the tick, of course. Got to have those going there. Big old white eyes, and he's got the wonky eyes. One eye is bigger than the other one. Got some big old white teeth there and a huge chin, like a young Batman once upon a time, Bruce Wayne. Looking very good. Nice head for the tick here. Second head, a little bit like, what the heck's going on here? A little perturbed. He's got that big eyebrow. Almost like The Rock is what he looks like with his eye up there at the top. Looking good, though. And then the third head, he's got some excitement in him. He's got the full-on mouth. Now, I don't have those in hand yet. I talked about those 2 other tick figures. Have to imagine a lot of reuse between those. So if you have 3 tick figures, you got 3 heads. If they're all going to be the same, you just work the circuit is what you end up doing. And that's probably what I'll end up doing as well. But I think, as usual, I prefer the one out of the package, I believe. But nice to have options, as we know. But the tick, not a lot going on here. Big, beefy body. Of course, he works out a lot, as ticks do. They can lift a lot of their body weight, Todd McFarlane. But he's all in blue here, but he's a jacked up bodybuilder. Looking very good. No issues with the look of this. This is what I imagine the tick. And when I close my eyes, I think of the tick. This is exactly what I think of here. Now, articulation, his arms go all the way around for us there. He's got the butterfly shoulders, smooth as butter. Bicep cut, feeling pretty good. Double jointed pinless elbows. I'm here for that. Hands back and forth, side to side. Now he's got like a choking hand is almost. I guess they're technically gripping hands, but they're a little bit longer gripping. And I guess that's so he can hold the viewfinder up to his eyes, I guess. Spy on whoever he needs to. Hands removable back, forth, side to side. Hula hoop up top. Good movement out of that hula hoop. Then you got the dumbbell in the waist. Good movement out of that as well. So a lot of articulation here. Big old splits. Smooth as butter on the splits. I'm here for that. Goes up for the big old boot. I don't mind that at all either. Thigh cut. Double jointed pinless knees. Looking very good. Ankles up, down, back, forth, side to side. And Todd, happy to report, toe articulation. Playing all the hits right here for the tick. What are we doing? Not a bad piece of business. I thought this guy was going to be a little bit more bricky, a little bit more like the ones from the 90s. Limited articulation. I didn't think he'd have that much movement out of his waist and everything else there. So really a little bit better than I expected it to be. And I don't know. Not that I had super high expectations or anything like that, but very cool. And this is always one of those ones that are fun to just mix in with your Marvel Legends if you need to, like I did with my Toy Biz back in the day when I was a kid. Just a superhero, but a different kind of superhero is what he is. Have to imagine he's going to fit on the stand he came with, wouldn't you imagine? Wouldn't you imagine that'd be the case? Well, it is the case right there. Tick fitting on there. So I'm all in. I got those other ones in my pile of loot. They'll come out one of those days. We got, what is it, the chairman guy coming, I think. I think they announced Arthur as well. Going to be very interesting how deep we go. Will we get the cow guy? Will we get, was it Neil? Neil, the like Godzilla-like guy or something? Will we get him as a deluxe figure? That would be pretty awesome. Be interested to pay attention to see where this line goes. And as I said earlier, Cops and Crooks and this one, those are the two I am most focused on from Big Bad Workshop. Might pick up an ancillary figure every once in a while, but those are two lines that strike me to be the best as of right now. So we'll see where that goes. But we're going to do a little comparison here. Like I said, I went to dear old Dad's house, and my dad has an action figure collection, and he had the Tik in his collection. So I said, hey, I need to borrow that Tik. And he said, you won't believe it. This thing is changing color, and I'll believe it because you'll see it right here. The chest on this, the plastic is breaking down after all the years. Now, my dad doesn't have this in sunlight or anything like that. It's in a storage room. It's in a shelf. But it's just the plastic has degraded over years. So we see that a lot with 90s toys, 80s toys. You see the degradation of the plastic. You also see the sticky disease, the Jakks sticky disease, Todd. We fought that with classic superstars over the last couple of years on the channel. But a hallmark to the past, very reminiscent of the past right here. Got to look past the color a little bit. But very fun in 2026 to get a new Tik line. Be interested to see how deep this goes. Be really interesting how well this sells. No toy company really releases their numbers, but as we've seen, we got this mold. You're going to make the most out of your molds. We got 3 versions of the Tik. Be very interested to see how long it goes and how many figures a year, all that kind of stuff. But first impressions, pretty good. I'm happy with this. I'm happy I got this in my collection. But what say you? Are you happy you got the Tik figures? Are you in on the Tik figures? Are you asking yourself, what the heck is the Tik? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channels, 2 YouTube channels with videos every single day. Appreciate all the support out there. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, available where podcasts are found with videocast on YouTube. So for the Tik Longbox Heroes, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
Hey, come on, man, you're here, I'm